Hello, hello. Welcome to another Tiny Nest stream. Just checking. I can hear myself on my laptop, so that's a good sign that the audio is working. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be designing a tiny house in about an hour, uh, taking about an hour of time to do so. And we're going to get you guys to give us feedback on, or basically instruct us on what the layout of the tiny house is going to be, and we're going to work together to make something cool. Um, we got someone from Japan. Are you watching the comments?
Oh yeah.
You should be on the comments. Oh, is it buffering? Oh, yours is buffering, but mine's fine. Yeah, so I think we're gonna wait a couple minutes to let's see if any more people show up, and then we'll get you guys to suggest a length of trailer to start on, and then we'll start designing. Um, I'm actually just working on a little file here with a bunch of pre-made bits bits in case I can't get a hold of the 3D warehouse when we're doing our presentation at the Jamboree in Texas, which we're leaving for in just the day after tomorrow. We're gonna be heading down to Arlington for the big tiny house annual convention, and we're gonna be doing a live tiny house design just like we do on these streams. So I'm just doing a little preparation. So this is um, this is like I copied the contents out of different tiny houses that we've made on streams and made in for other reasons, and I was just like reorganizing the stuff here. So if you're just joining us, we're just waiting a few more minutes for some people to show up before we actually start the design. Um, Start thinking about a length of trailer that you want to start with and any like particular feature that we might want to work into the design. Um, I like to, I like to talk about, or I like to assign space to something specific that the person who's going to live in this house might want. So like, what is their hobby or their work or whatever, something that they're going to do with the extra space that's in addition to the necessities like bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, that kind of thing. So give a little bit of thought to that as well, so that we can build a tailor-made tiny house specific for the intended owner's needs. But I'm just gonna take a few minutes here. Kiva's manning the chat, so I mean, go ahead at any time. Let us know what size of trailer you want to start with, and we'll get started pretty quick here. In the meantime, I'm just moving some stuff around. You might recognize if you've been on previous streams. We put this like horse trough, like bathtub. I actually found another bathtub from a different model. And I have all this kitchen stuff, which is really cool. I'm gonna try to reuse some of this to speed things up. Um, Should be nice rather than building all this stuff from scratch. It's like got a couple like kitchen cabinet things already made here. Just lining these up. So do we have any suggestions on how to get started? How many people do we got? There's only 7 people.
It's pretty late.
It's true, we are starting a bit later than usual.
24. Batty's suggesting 24 foot.
24 foot. All right. Then we shall do a 24. So I'm just going to get the document or the file open here for 24. A standard 24 footer. It's actually gonna open the different file here and get the 24 footer going. All right, so just opening up a 24-foot trailer here. And oh, my headset just cut out, but I can see that it's still working. All right, so our usual question is, do we want like thick floors, thick walls, meaning like 2x6? Well, I mean the floor could be like 2x8, or even bigger if you want to go crazy for insulation. And then the walls could be generally 2x4 or 2x6. Anything more than that would be a bit extreme for a tiny house. So let us know in the comments what you want to see for that. So like, is this going to be for a cold climate where we want to really pad it up and thicken the shell, or is it a moderate to warm climate where we're just gonna just do standard 2x4 walls? Let us know what you think, and I'll just make a little
Two by
initial
six
thing.
walls, 2x8 floors.
Okay, so we are going to do a bit of a thicker one. So what I'll do is pull this down. 2x8, maybe like 7.25 thick, and gonna pick a wood texture to represent the wood framing. And so what we could do is set it in with 2 inches. 1 inch is probably enough, but let's see what we end up with here if we go with 2 inches like this.
Someone is suggesting we make one with a fireplace.
Okay.
Haven't done one of those yet.
Well, the fireplace is the heart of a home, right? Hear that all the time. So with a thicker floor, we're using the Iron Eagle trailer because that's what we've got already made. So there's the sunken cavity inside there. So fill that up. It's 6 inches deep. So when we do a really thick floor like this 2x8, it's going to sit up above the deck height, and then that kind of goes hand in hand with wanting to insulate more in general, where we're actually going to lay down like a thermal break on top of the trailer before like setting down the walls basically. So just to represent that, I will go like this. So this is just a really rough kind of block out approximation of that. Oh yeah, I've got to go around like this. So yeah, this is just going to represent the sort of the framing and the insulation and stuff that you'd lay down around the perimeter there, like that. And then of course we'll lay down a plywood subfloor. So I'll literally just draw that right around this. Oh, and well, we'd go like this as well. that in to there. Like this. Line that up like that. And then start drawing that. So I'll just draw around here to do the subfloor. There you go. And then pull that up, we go 3/4 for the subfloor. Get a group, give some plywood. And then we'll do some walls. So we're doing 2x6 walls. So we're just going to say for now, for simplicity, that the sheathing is going to go on the outside. So this would be to the inner face of the finished wall. It would be, we're going to do 6 inches from the outer edge. Normally we'd do 4 for a 2x4 because it would be 3.5 plus a ½ inch.
Someone's asking what the weight capacity is for the trailer.
This one is, this is a 24-footer.
Yeah.
It's either, I think it's 14. I'll open open the other file here. But in the meantime, I'll start drawing the walls. Pull that up. Do we want to give, yeah, let me just check here, because I think these are the 5,000 and these are the 7,000 pound axles. And is this the 24-footer? Oh, the 22-foot, yeah. So I think you check with, you have to check with Iron Eagle directly, but I believe it is 14,000.
14,000 pounds.
Yeah, because ours is a 20-footer, and it's 10,000 pounds with like 2 5,000 pound axles, and then they put 7,000 pound axles on anything bigger than 20 foot until you get to 28 feet, and then they put triple axle. So short answer is I think it's 14,000. Do we want to put some color or a texture on our walls for this build? Because they've always been white, which is fine. Keeps it nice and simple, but
Could do a nice pine blind.
get pine blind. Oh man. I coined that term, by the way.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, thank you.
Full
You know when a tiny house is like, what was that, full cred?
Yeah.
A tiny house is like just everything inside it is pine. It just drives me crazy. It's just too monochrome. I'm getting good at this. Well, as I say that, I get stuck in the model, but I'm getting good at this process. Slapping together the outer structure here.
Slapping the base, man.
Slapping the base, man. Slap a bit of base, yeah, slapping the
What if
base, man.
it's cedar and not pine? Cedar blind?
Cedar blind?
Has to be better than that.
Yeah.
Pine blind. Cedar.
Gonna go crazy here and use the offset tool because I'm a boss. Go 1.5, pull that out to there. Is somebody making fun of me and you're laughing there?
No, someone's saying slap at the base man.
Slapping the bass, man. I slap it a bit. I slap a bit of bass. Okay, I guess. Let's start with the references here. I want to close up these wheel wells.
We should do a live stream where we communicate solely in references to movies.
I don't feel like that would be very hard.
I don't think so either.
I feel like that's kind of like part of my
I feel like that's just normal
existence.
human interaction at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Okay, so we got a shell here. I probably should have been asking ahead of time what you guys want to see in here. I guess so.
Fireplace.
I'm gonna draw on a floor
Okay.
while we gather some more information from our viewers. If you're just tuning in, you guys are telling us what to do, like how to make this layout, this tiny house. So we're working on 24-foot long, and we just put the floor structure in. We got 2x6 walls, so they're a little bit thicker, so you're only losing a few inches total. But let's keep that in mind. And we want to figure out what to put in here. So basic things would be like, is a bathroom at the back or at the front, or with a tiny nest, our design, it's like a split thing where the shower and the toilet are separate. Um, and then of course we need to balance that with like, where's the kitchen going? Is it going to have a loft with a bed? Do we want to go with like try to put a bed on the ground floor? If we do, keep in mind that that's going to take up a lot of floor space. Um, the main suggestion so far has been to put a fireplace in.
I got another suggestion for 2 queen beds.
2 queen beds, okay.
So we could do like
Positioned. Yeah, do we want them each on their own loft? Let us know in the comments. While I draw in the floor here. And, oh, I can actually pick a nice floor texture from my thing. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Did I not? Oh yeah, we're good. So I'll just make it well, like a 1/4 inch.
Someone is asking if we've ever designed one with bunk beds.
Oh.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Can we do like queen bunk beds?
Queen bunk beds. Man, that's like a really good idea. I mean, queen bunk beds would imply that you're like sleeping like 4 people, which is a lot. Sorry, you're sleeping. You're 2 couples, or like kids that are sharing a bed, but they wouldn't need that size. Sorry, go ahead.
You could have the bottom as a couch.
Like a futon.
Like a futon.
A futon. I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments. What's the biggest vote? So we got 2 queen beds. We could put them on separate lofts. We could do some kind of bunk bed thing.
2 beds on 2 separate lofts.
Okay. Okay.
I'm into this bunk bed idea.
Yeah, I want to keep that in mind. That's a neat idea. So here's a fun question. I mean, these aren't great, but and keep in mind that I can change the like tone, make it lighter or darker or more or less saturated brown or whatever. But A, B, or C for the floor, and then if you want some kind of modification, let us know in the comments. First one gets it. C, okay. Now, I think I need to copy the object actually in order to get the thing. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then leave it like that, or I think that looks pretty good actually. Let's just leave it like that. So we want 2 lofts is what we decided. Is that right? So how much space do you need under the loft? I mean, 2 queen beds, either there's a lot of people living there or you're expecting guests, in which case you might need to account for like leaving quite a bit of headroom so that tall people don't bonk their heads. So what do you guys think for headroom under the loft? So in the tiny nest, I'm like a little under 6 feet, like 6'10" and a half or something. Sorry, 5'10" and a half. uh, and our loft height is 6'4", and that's what I usually default in these designs too, because I know that it's like safe for me anyway. Um, so I guess I'll just go ahead and do that unless you guys want to see something different than 6'4" for underneath the loft. Do you have something to say?
Jake is the size of Shaq.
Yeah, 6 foot. Yeah, I'm like 6'10".
So someone's saying 6'4" it is.
Okay, and I'm gonna make this 6 inches again for this
People
loft.
just keep saying bunk beds.
uh, is the consensus bunk beds? I kind of like the double loft idea. You know,
I
okay,
do double loft.
the double loft was I think the first suggestion. I really like bunk beds, so I promise we'll do bunk beds when we get back from the jamboree. So in a week or two, a little over a week, we'll do another stream and we'll do something really fun with bunk beds. But I do like the double loft because that is like a pretty practical thing that people would tend to want. Yeah. So we want two queen beds. So I just happen to have a bunch of crap here. Not sure which one's queen though. I think this is a queen. How wide is a queen? Tell me. Tell me on the stream. 60 inches? Somebody Google it. Googly. Someone tell me what the
I'll
width,
Google it.
the width of a. No, but
Oh,
this
60
is
by 80.
interactive. There we
Perfect.
go. Yeah, we don't even need to Google anything, man. Okay, so I think this one's probably the
Double loft,
nicest.
one for him and one for her. That's what the suggestion is.
And they each get a queen. That's like pretty lavish. But you know, loft space. This is the thing. As long as you are cool with being underneath a loft, a lot of the time, then I say go for it. Put lots of loft because what? Are you laughing at me or the comments? I can never. I don't even know what's
Laughing
happening.
at you.
Okay, that seems
Lots of loft.
lots of
Lots
loft.
of loft.
Lots of loft. Lots of loft. I'm gonna color this loft the same as the floor. Um, what was I saying about lots of loft? Sir lots of loft. Come on,
Sir, lots of
Sir
loft.
lots of loft. Come on, give me some love here. That was good. Um, okay. Put this like this. Oh yeah, so the queen is nice because, well, I would almost orient this the other way then. Especially if it's each for only one person. Like you don't necessarily need to get in and go onto your spot. It's like, well, we have it oriented the other way, and you just climb over me in the morning. But either way, uh, this is going to be good because we can tuck it in, and even though there's two lofts, we can minimize the size of each loft. Is what I'm getting at here. Right? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Let's go like that. For lots of loft. Uh, that was really good. It was so good.
Love you. So.
Okay, so access to the lofts. So if you know if the it's really good to work on tiny houses in with like a priority in mind. Like we want to fit two lofts each with a queen size bed is the priority. So it's like we're gonna put that in first and then see what we can fit around it. So the next question is access to the loft. Like this is just big enough for a bed. So assuming you'd want like some kind of nightstand type of surface. So pull this out like at least a foot. But how far should it come out is the question for you guys. And then I'm going to duplicate this and put it on the other side. And do you want me to change the color of the beds? Go ahead and shout out a color if you want it changed.
Floating nightstand.
Floating nightstand.
So guess you could just
using hover
attach it to the
technology.
wall.
Um,
What?
yeah,
Pull it out 2 feet.
2 feet total
Yeah.
or 3 feet total? Because I already pulled it out 1 foot.
Oh.
So this is 2 feet total. That's what we're looking at here. Now I am gonna make so a property of going with thicker insulation is that you run the risk of running out of headroom. So 13.5 feet. So that this is the as high as the structure can possibly go. And I'm just gonna put, where is it? Oh, glass. Glass. Sure. There. So lock this. Okay. So that is the height. That's the max headroom we can possibly do. So just to represent, like, we're not going to do the roof. We found that there's just not enough time to like do a whole roof assembly in a short stream like this. So instead what I'll do is I'll just like pull that wall up to max so you can get a sense of where the and actually, you know what I'll do too is I'll just resize this so that it's not like in the way, but it's still there as a reference. Um, that's this is not, just keep in mind that this does not represent the amount of wall that will be inside the house, not only because if you have like a different shaped roof, it could change it, but also because this top surface is literally like the peak of the roofing. So assuming if you're doing a um, maybe I should draw that in. If you're doing a two by eight floor, you're probably going to do a 2 by 8 ceiling as well. So we're looking at 8 plus like 1.5, 9.5. And pretty much like a foot really of layers. It's like your ceiling, your framing, roof sheathing, and then roof material. Um, so right now in these lofts, we have a maximum of 3 foot 5 inches. So just keep that in mind. Um, yeah, why don't we look at putting some other stuff in here?
So, someone is saying the beds are oriented wrong,
Okay.
and Devin Connor is suggesting we put the bathroom under the forward loft.
Okay. I'm just gonna make a mark on this. Um, so with the beds, like my thought was if only one person is going to be sleeping in each bed, um, you would want to like going this way minimizes the amount of space the loft needs to take up and also maximizes the amount of like this space.
Yeah, and I guess it depends, like, because I'm imagining like a shed roof, so then it would be like if you could sit up in bed. So you would
Oh,
put
you're
like,
imagining.
no, I'm imagining the same as you. Like, I think they're oriented correctly, but I guess if you're having like a different kind of roof, that might affect it.
I mean, if if it's a his and her, you could orient them both with the pillows. You could have a gable roof with like circular windows on both ends, and then orient the pillows there, and then you sit up in bed and like look at each other from across the way. But let's just leave it for a sec because I think a big thing that like before we decide to change it or to leave it um, as a concrete decision, because access to the loft I think is a big factor. Like, and we need to know what's going to be below it before we can decide how you're getting up there,
Mm.
and that can then yeah affect like how you want how much space you need to leave and whatnot. So
Is there
bathroom,
stairs? Or yeah, put the bathroom in.
yeah, let's put the bathroom in. So Just gonna bring that down. So what do we want to do here? Like just to end? Yeah, I mean that's what was suggested was like
Mm-hmm.
at the end. So I can grab I'll grab a shower. So I mean I don't know that there's really anything better than like a corner shower for a tiny house. Maybe like one option could potentially be like a stall type thing, like like a U-shaped cavity, so that you can put something else beside it.
Right.
But you kind of put stuff beside it anyway. So
People are into the corner shower.
yeah, okay. So I just need to shrink this to this size, and I'm just going to just undo the bottom of that so that it's like flat color. Uh, well, just because of the way we've got this, let's just go. It's funny, I always feel like something is going to be, we're making something different, but it's like a lot of the time you end up doing something very similar, like because it just is the natural feel of the space,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So we could go there, and then, well, something that came up recently was someone was complaining that like every tiny house, when you walk through the front, or when you're looking through the doorway into the bathroom, you see the toilet, and that's like not aesthetically good. So, um, I guess the problem is because tiny houses are like a long walkway, it's typically like best use of space to like fill the sides, and then you end up with a central doorway into another space, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to putting on the side, because then you got to leave that whole wall like
Mm-hmm.
open so that you can go in the doorway. So, um, okay, here I've got an idea. So we could do something like grab this one. This is actually awesome. Grabbing all the stuff that's pre-made because it's all stuff I've used for tiny houses in the past, so I know it's relevant. you know?
Yep. Sorry, I'm reading comments.
This is good. This is good.
Um,
I'm going to.
someone says, I don't know, I'm like not getting this. Someone says, so one wide and two deep, lol. And then they said they couldn't help themselves. But I don't get it.
I think it's a dirty joke.
Okay. um, so Batty is suggesting an escape hatch, either in the loft or in one of the lofts, which could potentially drop into a washer dryer combo. Oh, I see. To like throw your clothes down.
That would be
That would be really
sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Patrick McCowan is saying to pull the shower forward and put a toilet behind the shower.
Okay, let me just. I'm literally like moments away from. I'm gonna make this a nice thin wall. I'm just about to make something here. Just give me one sec. This is what I was thinking was like
Okay, so Devin Connor is asking if he wanted to save himself time. Sorry, am I?
one. Huh? No, go ahead.
If he wanted to save himself time and materials, what would you think about using an already enclosed trailer to start a tiny house? Would it be able to support it? I guess it depends on. I don't really know.
Are you talking about like an RV or like a pre-built tiny house shell that's already like a tiny house? I mean, my initial comment would be it can be it can seem like you're saving something um, by like picking up some used trailer or like an RV or something and tearing it down or uh, that type of thing, but it can easily turn into like way more work to like repurpose something. Uh, can end up being more work, I think, as opposed to just when you start from scratch and you're putting in each element, you know, like each part of the construction, you are like putting stuff in from scratch and deciding how to do it. It's like you're always moving forward. Whereas if you have to fight something that's already there, it can be a struggle. I mean, I'm only speaking from having gone the like new construction route and having no experience tearing anything down, so keep that in mind. But yeah, that was like a really poorly executed answer to that question. But there you go. If it was even like an answer to the question that was being asked. But regarding the toilet, this is like what I was thinking was tucking it into the right side here, and then putting some shelving here. Let me just show you what. So I was already halfway to doing it. Let's do this like this. It might be a little bit. Oh, it's probably too deep, but just hiding it on the side there, and then we'll steal some shelving. Where the heck is that? This. It's like I've got everything I need to make it tiny. It's like already prefabbed. I don't even need the 3D warehouse. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You feel me?
Oh, I wrote too many words.
And I would probably go like, make this like white. Oh god, what's happening? And then like widen it a little bit maybe. So yeah, this is what I was thinking. So this is an attempt to solve the issue of like not wanting the toilet visible through the doorway, but at the same time keeping the doorway in the center so that as we move back here, there's space for other stuff. Um, but there was a comment there about like putting the toilet behind the shower along here, because I feel like I'm assuming what was suggested was kind of, I mean, this is extreme example, but like, whoops,
Right.
like this, something like not oriented this way, but like positioned that way. And that would lead me to think that the bathroom would turn into like a long strip along this edge, more so than like at the end, um, which is possible.
Or
I
you
definitely, yeah, go ahead.
you could close it off and then have the trap door, like how you had it before, like so that it was a bit longer, and then have the trap door and put the washer dryer combo in the bathroom.
This is a good idea. I like it. I like it. Okay, I've got an idea how to salvage this then. Okay. I have a feeling we're not going to finish this house because we're spending a lot of time on these parts, but that's fine. So now I'm thinking we go like this. Okay. And then we go like that, and then we tuck this bad boy. I'm making an executive decision, by the way. This is because we need to move on. But gonna go like this, but can still have some kind of storage in here for toiletry related things. Um, you know, I'm just gonna, for the sake of, for fun, I'm gonna, because someone did want this type of thing in there. Oh, it's like so tall. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it actually fits. Someone did want one of these in their tiny house to have the separate units there. And like that actually, wow, that actually fits like perfectly. What is it actually like? Wow, okay. So that's an option. And then I guess the only problem is I don't think you would have a chute for clothes because you're not. I don't know. Maybe this is a question for like tiny house people. I should ask. We should ask this at the jamboree. Do you get changed in the loft?
You do.
Well, I kind of have like.
You stopped doing that?
Well, sometimes I will like change my shirt, but then I'll just like walk down the ladder and like put on pants like on the ground floor because I'm laying down and flailing like a worm trying to get them on.
That's like a question that like doesn't get asked, but it really should be because people
Yeah.
like they get changed in all areas of their house. You get changed half upstairs, half downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. You spread it out. But the thing is that this is something that you would work into the design and then find out in practice that it was like not useful. Um, you know what I mean? Like if you put a chute up here for this loft, thinking, oh, when I take off my clothes to go to bed or whatever, I'll throw them down this chute into the thing. But then you'll find that maybe you take your clothes off like before you go in the loft in the first place. So it ends up being like a fully integrated part of the design that does not get used. And I think it's such a specific thing to tiny houses. It's not even something you can test. Like I tell people, like with your kitchen, keep track of what you do, what your prep process is in the kitchen, and see like, do you wash stuff, then bring it to a cutting surface, and then bring it to a cooking surface, and then are you going into a pantry all the time? Are you going to the fridge all the time? And then make sure whatever your design is such that you're not like creating some weird interference situation where like when you open the fridge you can't like get around to where you want to be or whatever. So that's something you can kind of like do a thought experiment on before you design. But I think something spatial like whether or not you have enough room to get changed in the loft is something that you won't know until you're living in it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop rambling and just go.
Betty is saying you could just put like a laundry basket
Yeah,
thrown into if you did want to use like the hatch idea for your clothes.
yeah. I mean, you could. There's definitely the option to put a hatch into this loft if you really wanted that. I'll just leave it at that. But I do. I'm going to go ahead with the um, laundry being in here though, because that's cool. In the bathroom, like that. So you walk in, and then you could have, because you know what? I'll tell you something. You're most likely going to take your clothes off when you're in the bathroom.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
going to take
thinking so you're
off
gonna have
dirty
a shower.
clothes before you have a shower. So this is
So it does
perfect.
make sense to have the laundry in there.
Yeah, exactly. Just having it in here. And then let's just say this could also be like just general storage. So like we're using up a lot of just overall space here. Um, but we won't need to allocate much space elsewhere in the house. So like this shelving is not necessarily even like what you'd have in here, but it'll be a good representation of space less we're gonna leave for, like, you could have like that much space for storage in here. So anyway, we need to move on because
Yeah, okay.
we've only got about like 20 minutes left. So where is the kitchen going? And is this going to have a living room? Is there going to be like a TV? Do we need to have a seating area adjacent to a spot where a TV can go? Um,
You know what
do we
would
want
be
a corner
cool?
kitchen on the other side, or do we want like a long kitchen along the back wall?
I'll just like completely like hijack this stream, but if you had a projector
Yeah.
that projected in the middle of the two lofts, you could both lay in bed and watch TV.
You mean like against this wall?
But the other wall, because the pillows are in that wall.
Yeah, but like against, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, sure. Is that what we should do?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see what other people are saying.
I mean, the thing is, you could say, yes, we're going to do that, and then, excuse me, forego an area, like a seating area downstairs. So let's, if we can, let's try to take a shortcut here and copy.
Someone's saying, we'll call it Netflix and don't touch me. Well done, Connor.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well done. Well played.
Well played.
Well played, sir. Well played. um, that's awesome. Um, okay, so for the kitchen, um, I got a couple kitchen components here we can just grab and slap in there quickly. So what do we want to do for the kitchen? What are you guys envisioning for the rest of this space? I mean, I would think the door is going to go here. And, we could have a corner kitchen, and then this maybe is left for access to the loft. And then this side we could put like some seating just for like a living room. I don't know. Um, Speak now or forever hold your peace in the comments for any specifics here. Otherwise, I'll start slapping some stuff in just to fill it out so that there's some semblance of like a finished space here. Because I think,
Don't know if they want the kitchen under the loft or between the two.
see, what I'm seeing here is an issue with loft access. Like right away, I'm seeing like where's the door gonna be? Because if the door is there, you can't have a ladder. It's looking like we're going to need a ladder, or we're going to need to allocate like this entire back wall to stairs, like 2 sets of stairs, right? Alternatively, we could put like one ladder here and one ladder here.
So Josh Stoss is suggesting the door in the sitting room since you're sitting. But we don't know where our sitting room is yet, do we? Or what did he just suggest?
Well, I'm just thinking if there is going to be, what the heck am I doing here?
Okay, Batty is suggesting a double Tansu staircase, which is kind of like a staircase that has like the steps or shelves.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you it if you like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not. This needs to be more like that. See, I was thinking some kind of seating. That is humongous. Why is that so huge? It's at a bit of an extreme angle there, but whatever. So, like, what I had been thinking was seating there, or yeah, I can change it. So while we're still pondering.
Devin Connor suggested leave the loft access on the right wall above the axle and make the kitchen on the left wall between the two lofts, living room under the other loft.
Okay, say caught on partway through, so can you repeat that?
Leave the loft access on the right wall above the axle and make the kitchen on the left wall between the lofts. Living room under the other loft.
Okay, so let's go like and okay, so I can so it'll be a fairly small kitchen.
Right.
Um, oh, see, I know a problem that we've run into here is that it's gonna be tough to fit a door underneath
The
the
loft.
loft. So I think it has to be here.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, okay, so um, I'm seeing something like this. I'll just let me draw this in. Wow, this is so. Why is this model so enormous? Um. Oh no. Okay, hang on. There's a corner thing. Two double corner stuff. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one. Okay, I got a plan. Almost. Oh crap! I gotta grab all the stuff with it. Oh, this is from our last one of our previous streams. Whoops. What am I clicking here? No, did that not work? I want to copy this. There we go. Um, what am I doing? I keep like completely like juggling these thoughts around way too much. That's not gonna work at all. I think it does need to be a long. Oops, grab that with it. So it's simply because of the way we were oriented here. I'm gonna put the kitchen, or no, it has to be the other way. It has to be this way. So you could kind of get away with like, or I could just, I can't do that. Pull that out, does that work? Yeah. So I can make like a long-ish kitchen. I guess this is actually pretty long. If I go like that.
Yeah.
I really think corner, and it's funny because, of course we did this in the tiny nest, so I'm biased this way, but like I feel like corner things usually make the best use of space because then it's like, do I bring this all the way to the corner or do I try to put something else in there? And if I do put something else in
Like a
there,
fridge?
yeah, we could do the fridge, but then that means you need to, no, a fridge is not good because that requires you to leave the space in front of it open.
Right.
Right? But typically, to get the most stuff against the walls, or to get the most stuff in a tiny house, you want to basically like line the entire perimeter, and then you walk in, and then you walk through like an alleyway. I mean, that's just thinking from a purely practical, like pack it as much as you can kind of point of view, instead of like making like a unique aesthetic or whatever.
So there's a suggestion for a corner kitchen and put the sink side against the shower wall.
let me, before do anything with that, let me just draw this in, because part of what I'm doing here is,
Is the stairs?
yeah, so this is going to be like just atrociously roughly drawn, because because what am I doing? This should be lower. Oh God. Ugh. How the heck do I want to do this? Hang on. If I just draw it like, how many inches? Like, no, it needs to be at least. Well, 6 inches would be enough, wouldn't it? No, 8 inches, and then like at least 12 down. 8, 12, 8, 12, 12, 8, 12, 8, and 12. Copy, move. And I want to go, let's just say 1 inch. Oh, can I not? Ah, that does not work. Okay. Uh, okay, sorry, I know I'm like not talking very much right now, but okay, so this is when we talked about like stairs, leaving one of the earlier suggestions, which is where I was like moving towards, was to leave one wall between the lofts for stairs, and then put the kitchen on the other side. So that's basically where I'm at right now. And then of course the door needs to pretty much, it kind of has to be here. And actually, why don't I just put a door in there? White, black, green, or blue? Get that interactive audience back in the game. You guys got to pick a door. Um, well, actually, it can't be the double door. That's so. White, white,
Blue.
blue. Okay.
Oh, and then gray.
No, it's too late. Mr. Chance.
That's like our door.
It is our door.
Oh.
So you can see how tall it is, right? Like it comes up past the loft. And you could make a custom door and squeeze it under the loft, but it gets pretty tight. So this is where I'm at. Like you come in, you could turn right, and oh well, this is gonna displease that. I can't remember who it was, but by name. But when you go in, you're still gonna be able to see the toilet because of the angle. But we could mirror the
Well,
bathroom.
there can be a door on the bathroom.
Yeah, I could. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. This is the power of SketchUp. You ready for this? I really hope it does. It works now that I said that. Bam. Oh, snap. Please snap to where I want you to be. Does that work?
Oh,
Mirrored.
snap.
Okay, so, sweet. There you go.
Cool.
Bathroom has been mirrored. So now when you go through the front door, you don't see the toilet. Um, so, cooktop, whatever, can go on here. Um, So let's wrap it up pretty quick here. I'm willing to make one more adjustment if you guys think there's some major shortcoming with this. Like obviously, you just make storage underneath here, right? Um, the simplest way to finish this off would be to basically just slap in some kind of seating or some kind of use of the remaining space here. I could shorten
The kitchen?
the kitchen a bit, um, or we could put that fridge in there and just say screw it for like use of that back wall. Could put like a corner couch, like shorten. You could shorten the kitchen. Oh, you know what? Okay, I've got an idea. I'm gonna shorten the kitchen. Put the fridge on the other side under the stairs because that's a good use of under stair space.
Yeah.
So pick a fridge, give a numerical value from left to right, left being 1. First comment gets the fridge picked, and we'll resize it if we have to.
Batty says 4.
All right. And we'll tuck that. That's a good one because it's a good size already. We could actually probably tuck that under that step. Not that these steps are even remotely like proper in their size or anything. But we're getting somewhere. So fridge over there. I would say cooktop. Let's just grab this standard one that I like so much. And put it like down here. Then we put in this type of corner. Oh, where is it? Oh, yeah, it's all the same. This type of corner couch in the corner. Oh god. This. This is gonna be good for grabbing stuff out of the fridge. If you need to grab a cold one. You know what I'm saying? This is the story of my life. I'm saying things and Kiva just
What?
ignores me. Oh, it's good. It's good. And then I don't know. What I would do here is I would go like, okay, I'm making an executive decision to shorten this. And I mean, even the whole well, probably needs about that much space. Okay, this moves over a little bit. Okay, the door. Tuck the door over as far as it can go. Like bang on like that. Move this over.
Um, a few people are asking about this model, and I'm just wanting to clarify that when we publish this stream, the link to download this model will be in the description, correct?
Yeah. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear Kiva? I know I ask that every time, but just want to make sure. Um, Basically just saying that like if you go back, we've done like 4 or 5 streams are now live on our channel, and I actually just created a playlist which I think is on our channel. If you go to our channel, there should be, and scroll down, there'll be like live streams playlist, and in each one of them, in the description is a link to download the file from that live stream. And so I will probably publish this live stream as like a video to the channel tomorrow, and there will be a link to this file, which I'll save and upload to Amazon to be downloaded. So pretty close to wrapping it up here. I've made some executive decisions. I'm putting in a screen. You would have never guessed. This could be kind of cool because Look at that. It fits perfectly. Kind of like this design, actually. It's nice. So window here. Nice big window. Like that. Could do like some kind of crazy tall window here.
Or like a circle window.
Okay, you get a
No,
circle.
okay,
You know,
do a tall
you
one.
got a circle. Big ass circle.
Uh-huh.
Now you have done it. That actually is sweet.
That looks good.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay. Um, maybe not a window across from the throne.
What about
Be one like over the throne.
yeah.
Um, I'm just gonna hide this. No, I'm not. And some, some windows up here, some egress windows, some kind. Just trying to make it so that it's reasonably cool and not like a white coffin. I would put one here, but it creates glare on the TV. I'll put one. You just put blinds. Some really good blinds. Yeah, I want to just leave that one window. I was gonna put like two little windows like up here.
Sorry, what?
I was gonna put little
Oh,
windows like that. Well, not that small, but
yeah.
but I don't
Like
know.
portals.
Yeah, little portals. But I like the big circular one. Is cool.
Someone Eco Studios commenting that are the file downloads in SketchUp. Last one they tried was a PDF.
What did you try? Because they should be a zip, like it's a SketchUp, but contained in a zip file. Are you? I mean, I want to know if there's a link that's like broken. So, did you click on a link in one of the descriptions of a stream video, like after it had been published? And if so, which one? I'm gonna just chop this down. The oh, what the oh,
Yes, it was a zip, but when open, it wasn't a SU file. Last live stream before this.
um, I will literally just check that right now. Um, but yeah, just while I'm checking this, what do you guys think of the house we made? I think it's pretty good. Like surprisingly, we got it complete. We're a little bit like over time from what um, like we usually try to keep it at roughly an hour or so. But yeah, sorry, totally losing my train of thought here.
You're just checking to see if that's down, if it's a PDF or it's downloading.
Yeah. So if you're talking about, okay, tiny house design from the 21st, it's an SKP file inside a zip is what I downloaded. So not sure, maybe try it again. Um, Yeah, give us feedback. Let us know. Follow up with an email if there's still issues, because we definitely want to have people be able to download these files uh, from the streams. So like you can watch the stream, preferably live, or catch up with it later, and then just get the file that you're watching me make. If you wanted to tinker around with it further, use it as a head start kind of thing. So let us know if you continue to have issues getting the files, because yeah, we want to just make sure that they're readily available. I'm just going to quickly snap this down to the floor and not get stuck inside the door here. Yeah, cool. I think that looks pretty good.
I'm being instructed to tell you to talk about the walkthrough. I guess the VR.
Yeah, so I've actually got, I've been doing tests with some of the previous live streamed models, just like this, and I'm literally, right after the stream is over, I'm going to export this into a, I don't even start this. We're working on a project to allow people to basically come to our website, go to a page it will create, and like click on different houses and launch into a virtual reality tour of the houses. So for one, if you've ever seen like a 360-degree photo on your phone where you can like tilt your phone or swipe and you can look around in any direction, that will be you'll be able to do that right away, either on a web browser or on your phone, um, without any extra like any other equipment. But in addition to that, above and beyond just that normal kind of 360 thing that you've probably seen before, if you spend $10 on these, like the Google Cardboard, might have heard of that before, or like $30 on this particular one was $30, and it's really good. Just a little phone holder, and there's tons of different options out there. But just basically like a little apparatus that's very cheap to hold your phone and give you the virtual reality view on your phone. You can actually put it on and basically like stand inside different tiny houses. And the way I'm creating them, there's like waypoints, so you can kind of like explore the entire space. And it's really awesome because in a tiny house, uh, specifically, it's like super valuable to feel the space. Like no number of photos can really give you a sense of the space. And we've been talking to some people, and how like sometimes you'll get like a really like wide angle lens shot inside a tiny house to try to like show as much as you can, but then that actually warps your perception of the space because it looks bigger than it is because the image is like stretched. So putting on virtual reality and actually being there and looking around and seeing how close things are to you is like it's going to be super awesome for as a tool for people interested in tiny houses. So anyway, we're working on this tool, and I'm rambling about it, but in the future, once we get the thing all up and running, we can do a live stream like this, take this model that we've created, and in like 15 minutes, I can have a virtual reality version of this live on our website that you guys can then go in and like stand inside this house that we just created together on the live stream. So much hype. Keep an eye out for this as we get it ready. Hopefully we'll have it available for you guys to try out very soon. Should I stop talking? I don't even know what I just said. I'm just rambling. But yeah, I think we're done. Are we done?
Yeah, we're
I,
done.
I need to be like man. You need to like manage this like stream because I just like go off on a random tangent.
We need to
Um,
pack.
we need to get ready to because we're leaving for Texas. And it's the day after tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out with us in the stream. Great job on the double loft design here. We won't be doing any streams for at least a week because we'll be at the Jamboree. If you're going to be there, awesome. Come say hi. And but we'll keep doing the streams and hopefully, like I said, add the whole virtual reality element to it in the coming month or so when we get back from the Jamboree. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have I forgotten anything that's relevant?
No, I mean, I say it every time that if you want to try coming up with your own designs, you can download all of the trailers on our website for free.
Yeah, like just check our website for more SketchUp resources. And we have a tutorial that we sell to learn the program, and then other free downloads and stuff, and just like trying to build more resources to help people um, basically do this type of design stuff themselves. So with that, I think we're gonna sign off. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the next stream.